It is not direct questions like how you read and then rote learning. Rote learning doesn't work in this case. I've also seen that students who come from CBSE, initially they face little difficulty in understanding.
Hi, welcome to Yellow Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters. Today, we have Miss Jyothi Debnath, who's been a teacher with Sancta Maria for almost 7 years now. She teaches business and economics at Sancta Maria, and let's speak to her and understand more about certain concerns that parents are likely to have while joining their kid in a school. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you, Michael.
To begin with, what do you think makes Sancta Maria a unique choice for parents while joining their kid in our school?
Sancta Maria is the only school in Hyderabad which offers Cambridge curriculum right from early years to A levels. That means right from early years to grade 12. We offer only one curriculum, and that's Cambridge curriculum. So that first of all makes it unique. And now
Great.
we are partnered with the ISP that adds on to more opportunities for the learners globally. So that
Fan-
makes it unique.
Fantastic. Can you tell us more about this partnership with ISB and what is it that the students are getting out of it?
This is international school partnerships, and now Santa Maria is a part of that.
Okay.
We offer, this gives a global opportunities for the learners because they have different opportunities for interacting with international schools, participating in different activities, like for example, Model United Nations, then exchange programs, and so on.
Got it. And students of which standard you think will really reap the benefits out of this association with ISB?
Mostly students from, say, middle school, high school will be mostly benefiting.
Got it. And you spoke about Sancta Maria having Cambridge as one of its USP. Can you tell us more about Cambridge as a syllabus and what edge you think it has over the other syllabus?
See, Cambridge offers an in-depth subject knowledge, first of all. And there is a conceptual understanding and higher order thinking skills. That's something which adds on to the development of the child. And the kind of assessment that happens in Cambridge is different from the local boards.
Got it. So when you say different, can you throw more light on how is it different when it comes to assessment
Because
of a
it is
student?
more application based. It is not direct questions like how you read and then rote learning. Rote learning doesn't work in this case. It's more of application based. So there is in-depth knowledge. First of all, the child takes, and secondly, there is higher order thinking skills, which Cambridge focuses on.
Got it. And you as a teacher teaches business and economics. So can you take us through your journey on what certain innovative features that you follow while teaching business and economics?
I was also from a conventional background, but when I started teaching Cambridge, there was a lot of learning for me as well. And I started teaching using different methodologies, teaching strategies, especially flipped classrooms, then more cooperative learning that helped learners to learn better. So
Got
it's
it.
not just lecture method what a teacher teaches, because here at Cambridge, we are more facilitators rather than teachers. So we facilitate learning. That learning journey has to be a fun for the learners. They have to enjoy each phase of learning. So that's important, especially for high school, to know their subject better in depth. So they
Got
have to be involved in their learning.
Got it. And you're talking something about flip model. Can you tell us more about that?
Classroom is when we ask the learners to take the role of a teacher and
Yeah.
teach their. So this is more of a peer learning. So learners learn better from each other. So that's a sort of a flipped classroom, one way of flipped classrooms.
Got it. And s- all parents or most of the parents are very keen about having this fine balance between co-curricular activities and academics in any school. So at Sancta Maria, how do you think you're balancing them both?
Co-curricular activities and this, it actually is very
Academics.
important in academically. We, as we said, that we involve learners in their learning. Oh, for overall development, we have sports, right? In school, we have sports, and we have tied up with Sports Village, where there are expert coaches who train our learners. There are after-school sports also. Apart from this, we have inter-house competitions, inter-school competitions, music, dramas, and band. So school bands, instruments, these are all a part of extracurricular activities.
And I believe a good physical infrastructure is of very big importance when it comes to executing all these plans to balance both academics and co-curricular activities. What sort of physical infrastructure does the school have in order to help or support a student for his all-round development?
We have a very good infrastructure. When you enter the school itself, there's a playground, there's a football ground, there's a soccer field, we call that as. Then we have a tennis court. There's an academic block for the learners. There is a dining area for learners. Then we have this OAT, the open air theater, where all our activities, annual days, the assemblies happen on large scale.
And ma'am, a lot of parents are keen to know the feedback mechanism in the school. How easy it is to reach out to a teacher or management in case if they have any questions or concerns.
So there is a set feedback mechanism, like parents can first write an email. For every division, there is a specific PRT team, the parent relations team, which takes care of the communication part. So if there are parents from early years, they will contact the early years parent relations team. For primary is a different parent relation. And similarly for middle school and high school. This is how the communication takes place. Also, there is something known as the IRP system, where parents have an access to. We also communicate through Google Classrooms, and there is Friday Diary, which we always follow every week on Friday. The entire communication, right from early years to high school, is being sent to the parents to notify them what is going to happen the next week, what has happened, and what are the different cultural activities that happen through photographs. So this is how we communicate with parents about the updates of the upcoming events and also what has happened.
Got it. And since you've been in teaching for 7 years, I wanted to understand how a particular subject in or topic in your subject is taught in Cambridge versus a traditional methodology. If you can just throw some light on it for normal audience of normal parents to understand the difference without too much of the educational jargon in it, that would be
So,
great.
for example, I teach A-level marketing.
Okay.
Right. So in A-level marketing, if it is taught in conventional methods, it will be a teacher writing on the board and explaining the concepts of marketing, marketing analysis, marketing planning. Right. So when I teach as a teacher of Cambridge, I use that marketing topic as a project for the learners to come up with each aspect of marketing, to come up with a project idea. For example, if you are coming up with a new project plan, marketing planning, how will you plan for the product to sell? So they'll come up with a PPT presentation with all the aspects which is there in marketing planning. That includes the 4 Ps, the scope of marketing, right? The objective of marketing, everything, they will come up with that idea and present it to the entire class. So this way, they will learn to prepare the plan. Okay, children have done that in the past, and they also learn the different aspects of marketing planning. It's
And
not just my explaining, they will go through that research work, they will find out what each of these marketing planning stages are, and then come up with an idea. So this is how I make it as a group activity or individual activity. When the learners were less, I used to give them as individual activity. Now, since there are more learners in the class, as in when the strength has increased, so I give it as a group activity.
got
So
it.
children learn individual also and collaborative also.
Got it. In fact, that's my next question because every class obviously will have students with different learning abilities. And
Yes.
as the strength increases, as the
Hmm.
count increases, how is it possible with your bandwidth? How is it possible to make this learning experience so individualized for every student? Do you face any challenges there?
It's a very good question because we have such students who need support, right? So identifying a child with that kind of support, the best way is to group them in with the peers. So I normally use group activities which help other learners to learn better. See, these children who are not open to asking questions to teachers, they will ask better questions or they'll be more comfortable asking their peers. So when grouping them with a little better learners who learn faster, so they actually exchange ideas. That way they learn from each other. So this is how I plan. Suppose initially they find difficulty in learning, so make it simple for them to begin with. When they learn, then we try giving them challenging questions or ask them to speak openly. We have seen learners grow that way also. Simple to complex. Give them little chunks of knowledge. Let them learn first, talk to others, then they automatically get the ideas of explaining it further. I mean, to make it more elaborate in their own words.
Got
So
it.
that way they get the confidence in learning.
Got it.
And that's one
And
of the attributes of Cambridge learners.
interesting. And before we wind up, can you tell us the admission process at Sancta Maria for a parent to how is it?
For a parent, we have the admissions team. They take care of the entire admission process. So after the admission in charge, the team that is in charge of admissions, they brief the parents. There is a baseline assessment that happens, especially for every grade. There is a baseline assessment to check the readiness of the learners for the next whichever grade they are taking the admission for. For example, they are taking admission after grade 10 for Cambridge ASNA levels. So they write a baseline assessment. And I have also seen that students who come from CBSE, initially they face little difficulty in understanding, but eventually they do very good. And we have students who have got A's in their board exams.
You're talking about those students who have shifted from CBSE to
Yes,
Cambridge.
yes. Initially they find it difficult, but then they start working hard
Hmm.
and they put efforts and then they get good grades.
Got it. Thank you so much, ma'am. In the interest of time, we are having to wind up now, but we really look forward to meeting you once again, getting to know a lot more about Sancta Maria and your experiences as a teacher. Thank you very much for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks.